Here is our Lovely Blossoms Turnabout Bundle. With each new monthly release comes new turnabouts. This month it's all about lovely little blossoms. These blossoms are delicate, yet when stamped in 4 different colors, by turning your turnabout, it fills up your card front with flowery goodness. Use these coordinating dies to embellish your cards. I'm also going to show you more about this die because it does offer more than at first glance. Okay, here is something to note that this turnabout is really fun. If you just stamp it one time, it's very airy and whimsical. If you stamp it a second time in 2 colors of ink, it fills it in a little more. 3 times, 3 colors of ink, and 4 times with 4 colors of ink. It really fills in your card front. And don't be worried, this design, because it is airy and whimsical, it probably wouldn't matter if some of these flowers overlap each other a little bit. The design is very forgiving. Okay, let me show you a little bit more about this die, because like I mentioned, it's more than it appears to be. Okay, now every time you die cut this large hexagon piece, you're going to get the large hexagon and this fallout piece, okay? It's a little double cut line that allows this little frame. So you can use this frame on its own. You can use this hexagon either one of these directions, okay? So with the flat at the top or pointed at the top. Just depends on what direction you want it on your card. Okay, there is also this stitched line in the die. This allows you to either leave it plain or drop your stitched line in when you're, or stitched die in when you're die cutting, and you get that fun stitch around the edge. What's great about the drop in for the stitch is if you don't want it, you don't have to use it. You can use it like this, or you can even just use the drop-in stitch on your cards, and it creates this design on the front of your card. Okay, so it doesn't actually die cut it out, it just stitches your card front, which is a really fun background. Also in the die are these little cluster of hearts, so you can die cut them out from the hexagon and use them as a little peek through, or you end up with all of this cute little confetti that you can then put on your cards or use in your shaker cards. Okay, this sentiment says you are lovely. Now when you die cut it out of the hexagon, it fits either this direction or with the point at the top, either way. You can use it as a peek through, or you can use it on its own. Now, just so that you know, it does die cut in 2 different pieces, but it's very easy to just align to glue down on your projects like that right next to each other. So you can use it on its own or in the die cut. And then you've got these cute little blossoms here that also replicate a blossom in the stamp set. So they coordinate well together. Let me show you some projects that we've created using this bundle here. Okay, so here on this card, we've actually stamped this on like a blossom color or a blush cardstock in 4 different colors of ink. I'm not sure if you can tell, but one of the layers is actually gold embossed. So you don't have to stamp all 4 colors in just plain ink. You can emboss the layers as well. And then we've added the You Are Lovely in, and this lovely is die cut from our gold glitter paper. Here is another one where we've done it in 4 colors of ink on the white background of the cardstock. And then again, this You Are Lovely is with our glitter paper. That's from the Neutrals pack in Pearl. Isn't that really fun? It just fills up your card front and it just almost makes it look like it is a paper that you've purchased, but you stamp that yourself. Here's another one where we've got the turnabout as like a little peek through element. And again, that stitched element is on the card, and then we just clipped it with scissors, but it really makes a really fun focal point on the front of your card. Here we've used the hexagon, and again, the points are up, so it still does fit. We've got the You Are Lovely that we die cut out. We die cut it a second time in black cardstock and then puzzled it back in, and it just gives it this fun dimension. Now you might ask yourself, where is that blossom from? It is the tops of these little flowers, like 3 of them that we've layered on top of each other. It just is a really fun way to extend your dies, get creative with them. Here we've used the turnabout, but we stamped it 4 times and white embossed it. So again, you don't have to use turnabouts in 4 colors of ink. We've done it all in 1 color and then embossed that. Isn't that really fun? Again, this is all 1 color of ink, but we've just done tone on tone, and you get these fun little cards. Again, there's that drop-in element of the stitch where we masked that area off before we stamped the background. And literally the only layer on here is that die cut piece. You can make a whole bunch of note cards for somebody and send them out. So fun. Here's another idea of how to do a note card set. We've die cut that hexagon, but again, we've used this little element, okay, as a frame to kind of frame around that, and then use those cute stripes from our Stripes and Sayings stamp set. Cute little hello in the middle. Like, who wouldn't want a grouping of cards like this? I would. Here's another one where we've actually just stamped this lovely Blossoms turnabout 1 time. Well, we've stamped the stripes first, then stamped the turnabout 1 time, and then added in sentiments in between the lines. Isn't that cute? Don't be afraid to pair it with other products that we have also. This is Hugs from our Cuddles and Hugs dies. And look at that hexagon frame, how it just frames it in, and we've added in the little hearts, and then you've got your turnabout as your paper background there. And then here we've made a card where we've actually die cut. We've did the turnabout on just a big 6x6 or 5.5 by 5.5 piece of paper, and then die cut out the hexagons and made our own little pattern here. So fun. Okay. Have you played with our turnabouts before? Like I said, this is a fun one to try because it's a little more forgiving with the design and it doesn't have to be stamped perfectly. We cannot wait to see your lovely project.